Call this meeting to order. It is 5:15 p.m. We have no public comments for posted agenda items today. I will now turn the floor over to Ed Martir, Director of Facilities Planning and Construction, and Ron Keller, Vice President with Rice and Gardner, who will present the design development for Cimarron Elementary School.
President Garza, Board of Trustees, Dr. Moore, Cabinet, good evening. I'm here with Ms. Madeline Chu. She's the architect of Cimarron replacement. We're just here to kind of give you an update on the school. We're also awarding the contract for tonight, so we'll start here. This is, you've seen this before, it's the site plan. And as you can see, we do have the detention at the front, so we have sorted some stuff out, and that detention is underground just because it's at that corner and it's going to be at our entrance. So the detention area, which is going to be in the southeast corner, is an underground detention system. You'll also see some paperwork go through your, you'll be signing. It's going to be some easements because the city has, we have some ditches around, some drainage ditches around the area, and the city, one of the comments is say they need an easement, and we're going to put the sidewalks in our property as opposed to usually it's outside our property. So we'll be paying for those sidewalks as well. We really only have a couple of comments left from the city. We're trying to address those comments, and after that, then we're going to go ahead and probably get our permit. This is a view of the existing school and next to our new proposed school. So what we're going to do is we're able to build this, and you'll see the fence line where the contractor has delineated where it's going to be fenced in. So the school will actually be able to function while we're constructing the new part. And as we finish the new part, and if we know we're going to finish on time, which we're going to try, as soon as that's built, then we can go ahead and over the summer abate the existing Cimarron, because there's some hot materials in there, and also we abate it, we demo it, and we'll complete it with the parking lots and the fields that you saw in the first slide. Floor plan of Cimarron, just to get you situated. Center line right by the traffic arrow, that's going to be the entryway, the blue. And the admin area is in that curved area. I'm sorry, I didn't bring a laser pointer. And that's where basically the administration is. Cafeteria on the white side, the other side of the vestibule and the PE, and also the stage. You've seen this floor plan before in our new elementaries, and we're kind of sticking to the same theme and the same language. On your left-hand side are all the instructional spaces, and that's the two-story part. And you'll see them. This is also a fine arts facility, or a fine arts academy. So I don't know if you'll notice that there's two art rooms, there's a music and a dance classroom on the first floor. Second floor is really where all the third grade to fifth grade instructional is going on, with a core space in the middle of restrooms and mechanical rooms and storage areas. Front elevation of the school, so it's got a curved wall where the administration area is, and like I said, it'll direct you towards the front of that elevation, and you're seeing the Cimarron Elementary, which will be backlit at night, glass at the vestibule area, so you'll see a lot of natural light. Here's an aerial of it. As you can see, the play fields, the soccer fields on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side should be some good practice areas for Little League baseball field, or softball, Little League. This is the back of the school. This is the drop-off area for the parents, and you could see the canopy system. That way, if there's any kind of inclement weather or any kind of issues, they'll be under protection from the drop of from the car all the way through the building. Here's a close-up view of the entrance. I don't know if you could start seeing the little medallions at the columns to give it a little bit of a dimension. You'll see the brick, the dark brick, and the light brick, and the dark brick is recessed a little bit to give you some shadow lines. This is the interior shot. If you're looking at that teacher next to the kid with the red pants, she's looking at basically the cafeteria area, and you're looking at the main corridor system that takes the kids from the fine arts to pre-K. Notice the terrazzo floors. So the terrazzo floors is our standard here, so it's nice and it's easy to take care of. The terrazzo has different colors. In the middle of it, if you look, one of them has got a horseshoe on it. And up on top, those little wings are actually acoustical baffles to help with the sound. We're still finessing what exactly that looks like, but it's going to be hanging up there. And they're just PET panels, so they're lightweight. It's not like they have a lot of weight to them. And we're also developing graphics for this area and the cafeteria area. Here's a view of a small group instruction. So if the kids need additional instruction out of the classroom, they pull them out, and we have these areas. It's kind of highlighted with some LED lighting and some hard ceilings on it, also with the floor reflecting the ceiling. And this is the library, along with basically their story time area, and their it used to be called Kiva, but that's where they have you can see a lot of light from up top, and also, there's big windows there to give you a lot of natural light as they're reading and doing everything else that they need to do. Any questions? No? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Martir and Mr. Keller. There being no other business before the board at this time, the meeting is adjourned. The time is 5:23 p.m. A quorum is present. I would now call this meeting to order. An executive session of the board will now be held on the matters contained in this notice for this meeting as authorized by sections 551.001 through sections 551.084 of the Texas Government Code, the Opens Meetings Act. Should the board determine that any final action, final decision, or final vote be required with regard to any matter considered in such closed or executive meeting or session, the such final action, final decision, or final vote shall be at either this public meeting, upon the reconvening of this public meeting, or any subsequent meeting, public meeting of the board, upon notice thereof, as the board shall determine. A closed or executive meeting of the board will now be held. The time is 5:30 p.m. Executive session is adjourned, and the board is now in open session. The time is 6:02 p.m. I will entertain a motion on these items covered in executive session. Is there a motion to approve a written contract for administrators to receive a financial benefit providing services outside of Galena Park I.S.D.?
I, Norma Hernandez, move we approve a written contract for administrators to receive a financial benefit as presented.
I, Amanda Arabia, second the motion.
A motion was made by Norma Hernandez and second by Amanda Arevia. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with no abstentions. The Board of Trustees of Galena Park Independent School District is now convening a regular meeting on Monday, December 8, 2025, in the Administration Building of Galena Park Independent School District, the address of which is 14705 Wood Forest Boulevard, Houston, Texas 77015. The time is 6:03 p.m. I want to welcome the members of our audience to the meeting of the Board of Trustees. As the Galena Park I.S.D. Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals, listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and make policies for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and the day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members receive information related to items on tonight's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handed in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of the meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in a closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by sections 551.071 to 551.084, inclusive of the Texas Government Code. I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that your cell phones are turned off or in a silent mode. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening and for your interest in Galena Park Independent School District. We have no public comments for posted agenda items today. We have no public comments for agenda items today.
Non-agenda.
We have for non-agenda items today, sorry. Tonight's invocation will be presented by Amanda Arevia, and pledges to the American Texas flags will be led by Cobb's 6th grade campus Army LOTC. Please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the pledges of the allegiance to the flags.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, we come before you tonight with grateful hearts. Thank you for blessing us with this wonderful district, our dedicated staff, our supportive community, and most of all, our amazing students. We ask for your guidance as we meet, that every decision we make will honor you and benefit the children entrusted to our care. Help us to lead with wisdom, integrity, and compassion. As we approach the holiday season, we pray for safety and for joy for every family. May we all remember the true reason for the season and cherish the time spent with loved ones. Please keep our students, staff, and community in your care, and let peace and goodwill fill our hearts. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
We will now move on to the evening special recognition portion of agenda. Dr. Moore?
All right. I think Mr. Jimenez is going to help me tonight. Normally, our nice folks over here call him up, but I want to take a moment to congratulate him. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but just this week, he was named on the board of directors for the Gulf Coast School Board Association, which that means he just has a whole lot more work, right? But we're excited it's him and not the rest of the guys, right? Y'all are all happy for Jose. So please give Mr. Jimenez a hand. And Jose, you can come on up and thank you guys for coming. You know, there's a lot of places you could have been. So thanks for spending your evening with us. We really appreciate it.
Good evening. We would like to begin this evening by recognizing CLS Health Webster for its generous donation of 10 automated external defibrillator AED backpacks. Dr. Kenneth Brooks, Megan Owens, Heather Baker, please join us on stage to be recognized. At this time, we would also like to invite our Galena Park I.S.D. athletic trainers, administrators, to join them on stage for a photo. The AED backpacks, with an estimated total value of $2,000, were donated to each of our middle schools and will be used at all sporting events. These essential first aid supplies provide organized, quick access for emergency responders, ensuring the safety and well-being of our students and staff during athletic activities. We are truly grateful for this partnership and this generous donation and the positive impact it will have on our schools and community. Thank you. Next, Galena Park I.S.D. recognizes Galena Park High School students Emily Esquivel and Nina Ramos, as well as North Shore Senior High School student Alvaro Benavides for earning commendable placements in their respective lamb and steer classes and qualifying to participate in the auction at the 2025 Pasadena Livestock Show and Rodeo. At this time, we would like to invite our CTE directors, teachers, principals from their respective campuses to please join them on stage for a photo. In their respective lamb classes at the auction, Nina's lamb sold for $1,600 and Emily's lamb sold for $1,750. Alvaro's steer placed high enough to qualify for the auction and garnered $11,500. Galena Park I.S.D. is proud of the students and their outstanding abilities to turn their passion into possibility. This concludes this evening's portion of recognitions. Thank you.
Any board member may make a comment during this portion of the agenda without prior posting being required. Comment items may not pertain to the character of any student, staff, or board member and may not be discussed or deliberated upon at this time. Does anyone have a comment?
I do. I attended the toy drive this Saturday, and it was wonderful. So many people, kids, everyone was so dressed festive. It was a great, great turnout, and it's so good for our kids to see, and of course, the toys are all for them. Anyone who cannot afford a gift or a toy, they'll be handing them out soon. There are people wrapping gifts, and the age group was on the present as well as the gender. So it was really, really nice, and if you didn't get to attend this year, hopefully you'll come out next year.
I just want to congratulate our Mustangs so far in the playoffs and just wishing them the best of luck. And we know they're going to do good because we have a good team and we have good staff. So I'm hoping we get another state championship so we can hang up on at the stadium.
I want to congratulate our FFA students. Congratulations on being such wonderful representatives of Galena Park I.S.D. everywhere you go. And I also want to thank the FFA teachers for being so dedicated to recruit new students and keep this program alive. It's wonderful to see all our academic and extracurricular activity programs grow in every campus. And that's because of the students that are committed, but because they follow wonderful teachers like you and all the other programs that are growing every single day. So thank you for all you do for all our students at Galena Park I.S.D.
And I want to congratulate all those students that went to region choir tryouts this weekend. I know we made a great showing, and I know our schools did well, so very impressive what our fine arts department is doing.
I guess I would be remiss if I didn't say anything, but I too want to congratulate all of these young people and to say to our community, our students, thank you for your role you play in Galena Park I.S.D. And I want to personally thank Dr. John Moore, his cabinet, and the entire Galena Park I.S.D. faculty and staff. You know, thank you is a word that can carry a lot, and I always, my mom would say, express appreciation by doing something. But I want you all to know how much we appreciate you all and how proud we are to say that we are part of Galena Park I.S.D.
Sam Harris, Director of Fine Arts and Academic Enrichment, will now present the Academic Spotlight with a video that will highlight the costuming and the technical theater programs of Galena Park High School and North Shore Senior High School. The North Shore Senior High School chorale will perform live.
Thank you, Mr. President, Dr. Moore, members of the board. I hope tonight's video shows you something new that you may not know about theater here in Galena Park I.S.D. Hi, I'm Sam Harris, Director of Fine Arts for Galena Park I.S.D. I know you've all seen the amazing plays put on by our students at Galena Park High School and North Shore Senior High School. But tonight, I want to take you backstage to learn about two different aspects, our costume design and technical theater programs.
Well, we always begin with the script and what the directors need and the vision is for that production. So our students analyze, they dig deeper into the play, they sit with the actors, they listen to the director's vision to see how they can bring to life whatever it is they're creating in the classroom. They are storytellers just like actors. Every prop that is created, costume piece, it all takes a lot of crafting and making sure that we are unified in our concept and our vision on stage.
This last year we did a musical, Little Shop of Horrors, and then we just finished our fall play, Mother Courage and Her Children. They are two very different shows. The musical is a little more traditional, a little more straightforward, but Mother Courage is what we would call epic theater, which is a very different kind of theater. It's a very stylistic type, and the fact that we are able to give our students a chance to explore that is really nice because they got to do something a little more traditional, a little more straightforward, and then something completely experimental within maybe 3 to 4 weeks of each other.
In my technical theater classes, costume construction, we work on basic hand stitches like embroidery. Right now we've been working on machine sewing with our quilts. So that's what we're going to be working on for basically the rest of the semester, going to put a lot of detail into these quilts. This period, second period, I have my technical theater class Right now we're focusing on the play The King Stag, and we're working on, basically the UIL process and how to analyze the text.
I entered once last year for the play Axeloris, and it was really well. It helped me learn a lot about designing in general, like learning more techniques and meeting other people that also participate in costume design really helped broaden my experience in general. And this is what I entered last year for theatrical UIL design, which I was able to make it to state for that. So it was a really wonderful experience in general. Miss Glover, our teacher, has been with us since when I was a freshman. And ever since I joined costume construction, she's been a lot of help for us. She taught us the basics of sewing and a lot of our fundamentals in both tech theater and costume construction.
In theater, I feel like we learn a lot of skills that we can use in everyday life. We have to think on our feet. We work under pressure. We work with a bunch of different groups of people. We have to learn how to communicate as well. And I think those skills can be transferred into, when you're an adult, into your future job, your company, or even in school as well, because we have multiple events here in our auditorium, which you can use the same technical skills as lighting, sound. We do all of that. We also learn how to use microphones. So we learn multiple skills, and we honestly grow as people as well, because we learn how to work with people, we learn how to be kind to each other, and I think it's amazing.
I will tell you, they set the tone, they set the mood. For every moment you see on stage, it's fully supported in tech, whether it's the costume, the prop, the lighting, or the audio supporting the moment on stage. The proudest moments for me is when I stand back and I am watching an audience fully engaged with my students, running from stage management to the backstage crew. They are fully running every problem that is coming to them. They are handling it. I'm hands off, and I sit proudly watching them work together, collaborating, and working with the performance to bring those beautiful moments on stage.
I always say, an actor is amazing, right? But adding everything else to the actor on the stage is really what makes a show come to life. And that's from anything of what they're wearing to what color of lighting is on their face to what sounds the audiences are experiencing while they're talking, right, during a scene. I try and teach my students that it's not just about what the lines are, right, that they're being told, but everything that is encompassing the scene, right? That's what's really going to communicate the mood and the tone and everything of a show.
Everything you see on the stage, built. Most likely, everything you see on the stage, we built it here.
My favorite thing really is just, like having like a bunch of people help out build the stuff, because I have a whole crew in the shop, and usually we have just a fun time just building stuff while just talking, and usually just seeing our handiwork come on stage.
As stage manager, I look over all the different areas of theater. Like, I'm always helping our director, Miss Bouillon, with whatever she needs. I'm like her right-hand man. If something goes wrong, I'm always there. Like, I'm always talking with our lighting and sound and our scenic, stuff like these, of course, are like the most important. They're all important, but the most important, because they really help us put on our show.
They have to really learn how to work with each other. So like my student who does the lighting board, he has to still work with our costume designer to make sure that the lights that he's choosing don't counteract, right, what the color is on stage. So they naturally have to learn how to communicate with each other, and that goes beyond just me directing them. That's them having to communicate between rehearsals as well.
I think for me, as a lighting designer, one of my favorite things about what I do is watching the final, like the finished product of it all. After all the countless hours of rehearsal that we put in, just trying to perfect the certain cues to the certain instruments that we have, and just watching as the audience react to what we've put together. And that feeling of gratitude after all of your work is done, all of that, just wow, I can't believe that's what we put together. That's probably my favorite thing about what I do.
So as a sound designer, I basically my main job is to put the audience inside the play. So for example, I could play a sound and they could visualize it without it being seen on stage. So I'm basically putting them in the experience of the play.
In November, we just did Dracula. It was an adaptation of Bram Stoker. And it actually is really special to me because it's a show that I actually was in whenever I was in middle school. I wrote thank you notes to all of my students for opening night. They were each handwritten, personalized for them, which they got with their script of the show. And that was the first time that I've seen tears. They were so emotional and they felt like, it just felt like they were so thankful. They talked about how this was a family. They've talked about how they've grown and that they've seen each other grow through this process. And so having that time with them before the show to kind of be like, hey, thank you for the work that you've done. I direct, but I can't do the show, right? I need you guys. So having that moment with them was super, super special, and they've had nothing but amazing things to say about how they've gotten to experience this department. It's so important to get this real world experience at this early stage because it's gearing them up and preparing them for the real world. I feel like this is a place where they can make mistakes and they can make great memories, and it's gonna prepare them for whenever they reach those real challenges after they graduate from high school.
I hope you enjoyed coming backstage to see our students in costume design and technical theater, two aspects of theater arts that allows hundreds of students to participate in the performing arts without being on stage. Just one more way fine arts truly makes Galena Park ISD a great place to be. Does anybody have any questions about that aspect of theater? Very different from being on stage. And if you didn't know, by the way, Ms. Glover, who's the assistant director at North Shore, is a Galena Park High School grad, and Ms. Bouillon from Galena Park is a North Shore High School grad.
Excellent. And that's what I was going to say. Those are our kids there that are now adults teaching.
Yeah, coming
So
back
thank
and
you, Sam.
changing our little corner of the
Exactly.
world for a better place.
With a heart to serve.
Well, if you guys and the cabinet will join us in the audience now, we have a holiday performance for you by the North Shore Senior High School Chorale under the direction of Mr. Adam Bendorf.
I know. Wow. Thank you, Mr. Harris and the North Shore Senior High School Chorale. Can we give them another round of applause? We now come to the business portion of tonight's meeting. We invite and encourage you to stay for the remainder of the meeting. However, if you need to leave early, we understand, and this is a convenient time to do so. We appreciate your attendance. Please come again. Jared Link, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resource Services, will present the Texas Association School Board Localized Policy Manual Update 126 as presented for the Board of Trustees, reviewed and adoption as first and final reading. Are you going to sing it, or?
I'm gonna try to hit a few notes here. I was a little disappointed because I thought they all came for the policy update, but guess not. Not likely. Okay, good evening, President Garza, members of the board, Dr. Moore, Cabinet. I'm going to move really quickly through this because this is the longest policy day update that we've had since I've been here. It's literally like 30 policies, so I'm going to just kind of roll through it as we go. It's policy update 126. I'm not going to read all of those to you, but those are all the recommended changes as we go through. First policy is BE local. It has to do with board meetings, the meeting place and time. It's a reflection of House Bill 1522, and it says that the board agendas have to be posted for 3 business days as opposed to 72 hours before the meeting. Also, the agenda items for the regular meeting should be submitted 14 calendar days in advance. That's also in response to House Bill 1522, and 10 calendar days if it's a special meeting. BED local. The revisions comply with Senate Bill 12, the requirements that public comments occur at the beginning of board meetings. CJ, recommended new revisions reflect that the contractors may not engage or assign in instructional activities prohibited by law or diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is DEI, and I'll refer to that as DEI throughout, duties under Senate Bill 12. CJA local. The subtopic name has just been changed to background checks and required reporting. Same thing with CLE local. The subtopic name has been adjusted to required days. CQB, revisions comply with House Bill 150, which moves cybersecurity training requirements from the Department of Information Resources to the Texas Cyber Command, and includes details about notifications and cybersecurity incidents. CQD, this recommendation addresses artificial intelligence training requirements based upon House Bill 150 and 1500, as well as the use of artificial intelligence by district employees and students. CSA local, Senate Bill 8, in the special session prompted the inclusion of the section of designated use in private spaces, that the superintendent is directed to designate private spaces in accordance with law and to develop regulations to ensure compliance. CF local, the competitive purchasing threshold established in the legal policy has been changed from $50,000 to $100,000. And the language at the construction contracts is recommended for the revision here to refer to the legal threshold rather than a specific dollar amount. Also, there's a standing policy, BJA local, which gives the superintendent the authority to designate or have a designee. DBD local, this is House Bill 3372, which you guys are all familiar with at this time. DEC local, House Bill 2's prompted recommendation revisions to include daily rate of pay under the definitions sections, as well as a section regarding concurrent use of paid leave during FMLA. That's for classroom teachers. DFBB, Senate Bill 12, engaging or assigning in DEI duties as well as instructional activities that are prohibited by law are recommended for the inclusion in the list of reasons a term contract employee may be non-renewed. DH local, recommended revision for the next is the weapons that are prohibited, exceptions reflected under Senate Bill 706 regarding handgun licenses from other states. Also, when it comes to the classroom instructional activities, the DEI inclusion duties and social transitioning are recommended for inclusion pursuant to Senate Bill 12. At the relationships with students, the recommended revision addresses the requirement under Senate Bill 571 regarding notice of suspected misconduct by an educator or district service provider. EEP includes recommended language from Senate Bill 12 on instructional plans and course syllabi. EA, in accordance with Senate Bill 12, the section of parent requests for instructional materials review is recommended for inclusion. Policy requires the superintendent to develop an administrative regulation to assure parents and guardians can request review of instructional materials individually or through a petition process with other parents. EHBAF, the revisions are recommended to update language regarding special education classrooms in accordance with House Bill 2 to update the time frame for reporting suspected misconduct or child abuse as required by Senate Bill 571. EIA, recommended revisions of Senate Bill 12 require that each parent of a student be afforded the opportunity for at least 2 in-person conferences with the student's teacher per year. And when it comes to academic dishonesty, it's saying that the non-approved use of artificial intelligence is considered academic dishonesty. FA, local policy is recommended for the inclusion of the district's manual to address the Senate Bill 12 requirement to establish a parent portal on the district's website through which parents may submit comments to administrators and the board. FEF, recommended for the inclusion of the district's manual to reflect Senate Bill 1049 regarding release time courses. FFAC, medical provision by parents has been made up due to Senate Bill 920, which now allows school employees, including nurses, to administer non-prescription medication in accordance with legal requirements. FFB, House Bill 2, a provision recommended for the inclusion addressing the required notification that must be provided to teaching staff when a threat is made against a campus. FFF, House Bill 2, prompted recommendation. Revisions to this local policy regarding notifying a parent of a student with whom an employer service provider is alleged to have engaged in misconduct. FFG, recommended change reporting child abuse or neglect reflects Senate Bill 571 requires reporting now within 24 hours of learning the facts. Used to be 48 hours. FO, Has removed the district's authority to exempt itself from student discipline requirements through the District of Innovation. So if we have any of those, which we've already taken out, we would have to go back and delete those. And GKA, language regarding handguns is recommended for revision due to Senate Bill 706, and I believe that brings us to questions. It's fast. I practiced it 3 times a day. Started at 10 minutes and I worked it down.
Can you repeat that?
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Link.
Thank you.
Ed Martier, Director of Facilities Planning and Construction, will provide a 2016 and a 2024 bond program and facilities construction update.
President Garza, Board of Trustees, Dr. Moore, Cabinet, good evening. I'm just going to get right to it. Galena Park High School Phase 3A. What do I do with this one? Oh, just hit continue. Okay. Sorry about that. Phase 3A, as you can tell, there's been a lot of rain, so I don't know if you can see in the pictures, right in the middle of that square, that's your elevator well, and it's full of water. The schedule was pushed back a little bit, but they actually worked this past weekend. They had about 40 people on site, so they're back on schedule. We're pouring the grade beams tomorrow, which are the square around the actual construction area. And then shortly after that, you could also see the plumbing work that's going on. It's the white PVC pipe that you could barely, I don't know if you could see it in the picture, but they're working on that as well. Here's a better picture of it. So you could see the PVC pipe. The plumbers were a little behind because they have to pump the water out every time it rains. But I think we'll catch up with the schedule this week and next week. North Shore 9 fenestration replacement. We finally have materials on site. As you can see on the pictures, there's some plywood that's already temporarily replacing the windows, which will be installed right during the break. Here's a mock-up. If you look at the right-hand side, that's what the windows are going to look like. It's 12 inches on each side of it. They had saw cut the brick. This will allow them to actually do the waterproofing around the window frame. And it's going to have that metal panel between the windows, and it's a gray, and it's got the North Shore red on it. And as you can tell, they're working on the windows next to those as well. Any questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Martier. We now move on to new business. Is there a motion to approve the minutes to the regular meeting held November 10th, along with correcting a clerical error in the minutes for construction consent agendas number 1 and 2 from CSP 26-603 and CSP 25-603?
I, Amanda Arabia, move we approve the minutes for the regular meeting held on November 10th, along with correcting a clerical error as presented.
I, Norma Hernandez, second the motion.
A motion was made by Amanda Arabia and second by Norma Hernandez. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with no abstentions. Is there a motion to approve additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies as recommended by TASB Policy Services and according to the instruction sheet for TASB Localized Policy Manual Update 126 at first and final reading?
I, Jose Jimenez, move we approve additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies recommended by TASB Policy Services as presented.
I, Amanda Arabia, second the motion.
A motion was made by Jose Jimenez and second by Amanda Arabia. All in favor? The motion is carried 5-0 with no abstentions. Is there a motion to approve the resolution of the governing body of Galena Park I.S.D. casting its vote to appoint directors to the Harris Central Appraisal District's Board of Directors by casting 20 votes for Martina Lamont Dixon to serve on the Board of Directors of the Harris Central Appraisal District for a term beginning January 1st, 2026.
I, Norma Hernandez, move we approve the resolution of the governing body of Galena Park ISD casting its vote to appoint directors to the Harris County Appraisal District's Board of Directors as presented.
I, Amanda Arabia, second the motion.
A motion was made by Norma Hernandez and second by Amanda Arabia. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with no abstentions. Is there a motion to approve the general consent agenda?
I, Amanda Arabia, move we approve the general consent agenda as presented.
I, Norma Hernandez, second the motion.
A motion was made by Amanda Arabia and second by Norma Hernandez. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with no abstentions. With respect to the construction consent agenda, do we want to remove any items for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
I, Jose Jimenez, move we approve the construction consent agenda as presented.
And Linda Clark Sherrod, second the motion.
A motion was made by Jose Jimenez and second by Linda Sherrod. All in favor? The motion is carried 5-0 with no abstentions. With respect to the financial consent agenda, do we want to remove any items for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
I, Amanda Arabia, move we approve the financial consent agenda as presented.
I, Norma Hernandez, second the motion.
A motion was made by Amanda Arabia and second by Norma Hernandez. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with no abstentions. The following documents were presented to the board for information. A, Dr. Juana Giacona, Chief Administrative Officer, presented 1, the 2025 through 2026 Gifted and Talented Enrollment Report. 2, the Early Head Start Policy Council meeting minutes for October 2025. 3, the Early Head Start Update and Fund 205 Expenditure Report Summary, October 2025. B, Mr. Ben Poppy, Chief Financial Officer, presented 1, the Tax Collection Report for October 2025. 2, the 2016 Bond Program Financial Report as of October 31st, 2025. And 3, the 2024 Bond Program Financial Report as of October 31st, 2025. There being no other business before the board at this time, the meeting is adjourned. The time is 6:53 p.m.
Hit the sign, hit the sign.
I need something else.